Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to The Chosen Chronicles. FTW's hottest podcast and its host Connell Gardner is about to take you behind the scenes of the FTW's biggest stars. Get ready, listeners, because here he is, FTW's chosen one seed PG himself, Connell Gardner. 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are already on episode 3 of the Chosen Chronicles. I didn't even think that I'd make it past 1, but we all saw the Pinnacle episode the other day, and I've had such a overwhelming response from it. Everybody seems to love it. So here we are with episode 3. Today, I brought on a guest that I don't really know personally, which could prove exciting for everybody here. They are competing once again for the Beast name in a Beast triple threat. He's definitely one to watch in FTW. He will be a future champion. He was a former WPA TV champion. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the beasts of FTW, Dave the Beast Smith, will be joining me on today's podcast. Rob, how are we?
Not bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. Excited to get this flowing. I've just said in the introduction, for the people at home that don't know, me and you don't really know each other on a personal level.
No, we don't.
We've never really worked together either in FTW yet.
No, I'm excited to eventually work with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's inevitable, given the fact that you've worked with and are working with Brandon at the minute, the Beast, my Beast King, I should say. Apologies for the apologies.
Might not be Beast King after this weekend.
Yeah, well, that's part of the reason here this week, because there is such an exciting match at the weekend, and that Beast triple threat, it must be, is that the second time we've done this, or?
I think this is the first triple threat Beast match we were doing. We faced each other before separately. Me and the Beast King have faced each other. I don't think I've faced Filipino Beast yet, but me and Beast King have definitely faced each other.
So again, there we look already, and we're making history once again. The first ever Beast triple threat in FTW. Just to sort of start us off, how did you find FTW?
I found FTW through, I was in FSB actually at first, and this is back last June, I'd say, that I joined FSB. And in probably mid-July, maybe August, me and Byron started talking, and he was telling me about FTW, and started talking about it. Tell me if I want to check it out. Come join. It's a good league to join. So I ended up joining and been here ever since.
It's sort of similar to the way I came into FTW, because I was in a group that the Corporal Punisher runs called the PWMF. And I've been bunching mine leagues for the last 5-6 years. But with Byron had put a post into that group saying, "Oh, look, I've got this new one. Let's sort of join." John had said to me, let's invade. Let's be the assholes of the group. And I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. So we ended up just going in and breaking the wall down. But the last do you watch weekly or do you watch monthly? Did that help you with your predictions, or are you one of these sort of ones that tries to catch up as much as he can but does it for the fun?
Well, actually, when I first started joining the wrestling predictions, I was watching just here and there type thing. I was watching WWE. I'm into WWE, AEW, Impact, New Japan. I'm into all the promotions, but I don't watch them regularly until I got into the prediction league. And now because of that, I've been watching more and more. It's gotten me into watching more and more.
Yeah, I think that's the most amazing thing.
More excitement to it.
Yeah, I think that's the amazing thing about the group is the fact that it does intrigue you to watch more because more people are asking you about the shows and want to get your standpoint on them. So instead of maybe just watching the highlights, you do go and you watch the show from start to finish and try and get a good grasp. What age were you when you started watching?
What's that? Sorry.
What age were you when you started watching in general? Like, were you a early bloomer, like watched at 5, 6, or were you one of the late sort of teenage bloomers?
Late teen. I was 13 when I really started watching. So I started watching. My first experience watching at a full-time basis was after WrestleMania 19. Actually, that was my first show watching.
It's not a bad show to start on.
Did go to a show when I was younger. I witnessed Bret Hart and The Undertaker at a live event here in Oshawa in Canada, and I was probably like, it was just a live show.
Yeah.
And I was probably back, like probably 10 rows back or something like that. And I just remember that match, but I didn't really get into wrestling until WrestleMania 19.
I think when you go to, like, I know myself, I'm a big indie guy, especially when I'm at home and when I'm here. Anytime there was an indie show before COVID, I was making sure I was there and I was getting to know sort of the indie guys there. Because there's nothing like a live show. There's nothing like a live crowd. It is absolutely fantastic to be a part of everything there. Was there ever a time where you tried to go in ring, or has this all been a bit like prediction based?
I've talked to other wrestlers and stuff about wanting to be a wrestler. I've talked to actually Santino Marella. I've talked to him personally and about doing training and stuff. He works in Toronto and has a gym base there, and he told me if I ever got a chance to come up there, I could train, and he's giving me dates, but I never gotten a chance to get up there.
So, hopefully we'll see Dave the Beast Smith in ring trained by Santino, and hopefully big time somewhere. And I said this to Tyson, who was my last guest, Tyson Holly. I said to him that, like, if he ever makes it big, for not to forget his FTW family and make sure we're all there for his debut. So I'm going to say the exact same to you.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll never forget.
We saw the promo. I'm going to go back into your character because we haven't really spoke much about him. Yeah. Saw the promo the other night and we're hyping up this match, Beast versus Beast versus Beast, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. Filipino Beast, Beast King, yourself. 3 definitely amazing stars that we have between FTW. Where did you get the idea for the Beast character, or was it just one of these things that it just came to you straight away?
Well, the Beast character, it's David the Beast Smith. It's been my character for years and years through wrestling video games and stuff like that. It's always been a character of mine when playing wrestling games when I was younger. I don't know where it came from, to be honest. It was just one of those names that stuck. And since I was a kid, I've always just stuck with that name and went with it. And then when I got into wrestling prediction leagues, I figured, why not just keep it going?
You see, whenever I was sort of younger and playing, I know I'm going to show my age a wee bit, like, and you're probably going to hate me for it. When I was younger and playing sort of I suppose the shut your mouth games on PS2 and stuff like that, the Chosen One wasn't really around then. So my name back in the day was the Barbarian. And any game I had, the Barbarian name came up, and CPG wasn't a thing. And then until a couple of years ago, I finally got into a league. And for some reason, maybe it was Drew McIntyre or Drew Galloway had returned to an indie show. And I went, oh, he was the chosen one. And now he's dropped that name. Nobody's going to really remember the gimmick. CPG are three of my initials. So I went, there we go. And so it sort of just rolled off. So similar to you, it's always sort of been there. I've just never sort of threw it into gear like so far. So moving off the Beast, you said he's been there forever. He's always been in your mind, playing the games, doing whatever. Being within FTW or FSB, have you had a favorite opponent? Someone that you know the minute you go against, you know that it's going to be either a really close-knit match or there's going to be fantastic promos before or after.
Right now, my favorite opponent is actually my partner. And he just became my partner recently, Alpha.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
And he's been great opponent in FSB. We started a feud there and won him to get an FTW, and he did, and now we're partners.
That's sometimes the greatest of friendships can prove to be the greatest of matches as well. Like if we go to sort of more mainstream, like you saw some of the matches Sean and Hunter put on around that SummerSlam period in the 2000s and late 90s, especially when they broke up as part of DX and stuff like that. Going back to me and Haywood in here, me and Haywood talk nearly every day. So when it came to the promos and when it came to matchups, we were constantly looking after each other, making sure that the other one was okay, comfortable, and basically not putting the other one over, but putting the other one over in our promos without making it too obvious, I suppose. But
yeah,
the whole point of this podcast.
For another opponent of mine.
Go ahead.
Fight forever opponent, Brian Lieber. Because we seem to be fighting everywhere that we are in.
Brian seems like such a hard ass as well, though.
Yeah, yes.
But so sort of the whole point of this podcast is to take the mask off for you, literally, and to sort of show the people of the FTW universe that we are people. Instead of them knowing you as the Beast and me as the Chosen One, it's to get them to know you as Rob and me as Connell, basically. And so what's been sort of going on within your own life? What have you been up to that way outside of FTW, or have you had anything sort of interesting projects coming up or something that you would like to sort of share with the FTW universe?
Projects coming up and rolling through the whole pandemic as it is, and been working through the whole pandemic. And yeah,
it's not at least you've been working through it, because I know some of us, I was working through it as well, but I know some of us maybe got furloughed or got laid off and stuff like that, and we didn't really have the best sort of couple months.
I think I was off for 3 weeks, and then my work started up again, and yeah, I work out.
It's been horrible.
Yeah, yeah, it really has been.
It's one of them ones that we haven't really actually mentioned it on here, but I think I might have said to the Pinnacle, or I might have mentioned it to him, that I think a lot of us would have met up more if the pandemic had been away, and we would have been sort of a lot closer as a universe. And I know Haywood was talking about maybe he wanted to come here with his family, and I know that if I ever go out there, that with all you guys, that I'll be very well looked after in different parts of the countries and different parts of the world as well, I suppose. But sort of
Byron. I talked to Byron about getting together with him after this is all done. Yeah.
It'd be absolutely amazing to get at least a few of the FTW roster together, even for a photo, just to be able to sit and chat and just have a laugh face to face rather than
show.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe all wrestle ourselves.
Yeah.
Get Santino down, and he can run a seminar for us.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it'd be fantastic. So we've mentioned Byron quite a bit today, saying that he's the reason. Well, he is the reason that FTW is here. He's the boss man. He looks after us all. How vital has Byron been to the Beast himself?
He's been a big part of my character. He's helped me through my career in FTW. He's always been there for me. If I have questions, I always go to him. He's always just been there.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about Byron is, like, no matter how busy he is, he will literally drop anything he's doing to make sure all of us are okay and all of us have an idea we're doing. Is there anybody else that's helped you since you've been here?
Actually, Adam has helped me. Tyson Ollie, he's helped me a bit. We've had some good talks. There's a lot of people we've had talks, and
I think
DC.
Yeah, DC. I'm glad you mentioned DC because I've said before in previous ones with other people, and every time I go off, I forget about DC. As much as I hate Ravencroft as a character, DC is one of the most lovable guys on this planet.
He really is.
Morning, noon, and night. I live in a different time zone than you guys do. It's a lot harder for me to get doing stuff like this, but DC is always there. He is always up for anything that we say to do. And anytime you message him, he's just straight away. He's fantastic. I'm glad we got to give him the props he deserves because he's one of the guys that stays behind the closed doors and doesn't really get the praise that he deserves for different stuff. But I'm glad you mentioned him. So
he definitely deserves praise we have given him, and Kevin Ming as well. And I hope
hopefully, as we record this, hope he recovers very, very soon. And we've seen a post today that Kevin's been in hospital, and I don't think he's been well over the last wee while. So, as we've been recording this, we hope Kev gets better very soon, and hope he recovers fully and be able to get back in the ring with us as soon as possible.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's being on with this. Rob, I've mentioned it before, I've never spoke to you. But I think that we've done quite well in talking to each other and bringing up different points about your life, my life, and just a general interest in wrestling. Can I just get your opinion on something being like wrestling as a sport? Do you feel that this is one of the only sports that can do this, that can bring two people from different sides of the world, different time zones together for just one topic?
Being a sports fan, yeah, I think so. Because, like, I love sports in general, but being Canadian, I'm more a fan of hockey and NFL football and not so much other sports, but I'm sure you're a fan of other sports that I'm not a fan of. But with wrestling, it brings a whole worldwide audience together.
I think that's the best bit, is the fact that no matter what I'm into, no matter what I do in my personal life, no matter what you can do in your personal life, we don't know that. We don't care.
Exactly.
When we do stuff like this, then we care, and then we get talking, or when we talk personally. But when we're in FTW, it's the chosen one and it's the beast. We don't care about anything else apart from sort of that area. And it's the love of wrestling that brings us all together. And I think that genuinely, I'm a big soccer fan. Work away, sorry, go ahead.
I figured as much.
Yeah. I'm a big soccer fan, so even the fans of soccer aren't as close knit as any wrestling universe I've ever been part of.
No. Same with hockey.
Yeah. Hockey is a big thing from where you're from what I can gather from Canada. But you know what I mean? It just seems to be fantastic that I can have the level of friends and the level of sort of I don't want to, I'll say colleagues for lack of a better term, in FTW from all around the world. Like you from Canada, Byron, Rob, everybody else there from America, me, Graham, and all the rest in the UK. And I think it's just fantastic. So to sort of bring us to more or less the end, I think we've been on here for about 20 odd minutes, 25 minutes or so. What will we see in the future from the Beast? Or what will we see in the future from Rob?
Well, for the Beast, or well, for me, Rob, personally, I'm just going to continue to work and continue doing my wrestling predictions and continue to live my life how I live it. And for the Beast, looking to get some titles under my waist soon.
Do you know what? Trust me on this one to say
I haven't held a title in FTW yet, so.
Keyword, there's a keyword you just said then, and it was the last one, yet. In the introduction, I billed you as a future champion and one to watch with FTW. Don't worry about the championships, they will come. But please do me a favor and get after that UK title so I can win it back. I need my belt back. And I don't think that Havoc will give me a championship match after me snubbing him. And Thomas, I'm very, very sorry for that, but I had the stuff with Nurgigante going on, so I messed that up. So you want
UK championship is a good start.
Yeah, well, it only ever has to be one person from the UK challenging for it. So Thomas is from here, so you should be able to work away and it should be fine. I've got one more request, if you'll grant me it. You probably heard Pinnacle. At the end of every broadcast, Byron wants us, or sorry, Trey and 7S and the Church of Salvation want me to say a thing. May Trey, God bless you, or whatever the shit is. I don't pay attention. I can tell, like me, you're a lovable rogue. You don't care what anybody else thinks about you. And we've got this reputation that we've got to uphold. I've got a little catchphrase that I like to say at the end of my promos. Can you indulge me in seeing us out with that phrase?
Hell yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the third ever episode of the Chosen Chronicles. Thank you very much for my guest, Dave the Beast Smith, Big Rob, joining me here for the Chosen Chronicles for the third ever episode. It has been an absolute blast. This chosen one is out, so may Trey go fuck himself. And Dave, one more time for the people in the back.
May Trey go fuck himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Chosen Chronicles. Thank you very much for listening today. It has been an absolute honor. Thank you very much.